I welcome you all to CADD Nest online free classes. The topic is the personality development day 2. And in today we are going to talk about the resume building topic. So we'll get into that. Okay. How to write a resume. So your resume is something called your CV, curriculum vitae. It is most important tool when applying for a job. It doesn't matter how qualified you are or how much experience you have. If your resume is poorly presented or badly written, you're going to have trouble getting the job you want or even an interview. So for example, what is meant by resume? So resume is a sheet of paper which defines the person, his skills, his qualification and the entire characteristics. So ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಬ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಜಾಬ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವ್ರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂಗೆ ಬರೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ whenever you present a resume to someone, you have to write down all those information that is relevant to the job. And ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಫ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅವ್ರ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ರೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. That is why you have to be careful while writing the resumes. So this is about the introduction. So when it comes to resume, it is for freshers. When it comes to CV, curriculum vitae, it is for the experienced person who is holding a previous job experience. So this is about the introduction. I'll move on to the next presentation screen. Purpose of a resume. So a resume is a marketing tool. It needs to demonstrate that you are employable. Point number 1. So ಇವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ resume is a marketing tool ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Marketing a product? No. So we are marketing ourselves. So ನಾನು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ I'm describing with the help of a resume. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ resume ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ you are employable ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Which means ನಿಮ್ಮ resume ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಓಕೆ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ಈ ಜಾಬ್ ರೋಲಿಗೆ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು, ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So that is the first point. And the second one is how you make the job and the organization's requirement. In the sense, based on the qualifications, ಯಾವ ಜಾಬ್ ರೋಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಬೈ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮೇಸ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜಾಬ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್ ದೆನ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪಿಕ್ ಯು ಅಪ್. And next point is that you have the right qualifications and education. So nowadays the basic qualification is degree for any kind of job that you have to get into. So ನಿಮಗೆ ಡಿಗ್ರಿನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವು ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ obviously the person will not going to accept your resume or your job proposal. That is why ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದ್ರ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ನ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Next, that you have the right experience and skill. So if you're a person who is holding a skill previously, then your main experience is there. ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇವಾಗ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಜಾಬ್ಗೂ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವೆಷ್ಟು ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸೊ ಅಷ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮೆ ಕ್ಯಾಚಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. That is why you have to give the information relating to your experience and skill properly in the resume. And the next point is that you have the right level of professionalism for the job. ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಜಾಬ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಓವರ್ ದಿ ಇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ದ ಜಾಬ್ ದೆನ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಮೂವ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್. So that is how long should my resume be. So ನನ್ನ resume ಎಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಿರಬೇಕು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೇನು ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So all those things we are going to discuss. So there is no set length for a resume. A resume varies in length depending on your experience and education. So if you haven't worked much before, 1 or 2 page is best. But 3 page is okay if you have got a lot of study and work behind you. So as a clear instruction, whenever you are preparing a resume, 1 to 2 pages ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೀವು ರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. because that is not a storytelling session. You are talking about your resume. So ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ highlight points ನಿಮಗೆ interviewer ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So that is why 1 to 2 pages are more than enough. So but ನಿಮಗೆ previous experience ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆ, ನೀವು ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ then you can go for 3 pages, but not more than that. Okay. And next point is, make sure you do not pad out your resume. If your resume is only 1 page, as long as it's well presented, it might get better results than a 2-page resume full of unnecessary information. So clear ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ resume 1 to 2 pages ಇರಬೇಕು. If in case ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ 3 pages. ಬಟ್ 1 page ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೀವು ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ, so that looks more better than the longer resume. So these are the 2 tips that you have to put in your mind while preparing the resumes. Get into the next slide. How should I order my resume? So if the resume build ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ obviously ಯಾವ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So general ಆಗಿ ಆ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Generally, it's always good to present the information on your resume in this order. First one is your contact details, opening statement, list of key skills, list of technical software skills, personal attributes or career overview, educational qualifications, employment history, or volunteering, or work placements, references, reference. So these 2 contents one after the other you follow ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. First is your contact details. Contact details ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ whenever you are interviewed by the outsiders, ಅವರು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ they want either your contact number or your mail address. That is why firstly you have to provide your contact details in the resume. The next is your opening statement. Opening statement in the sense you have to describe your qualities. So objectivity ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಎಲ್ಲ resume ನಲ್ಲಿ. So in the sense ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, I have a good caliber, or I have a good communication skill, I have a interpersonal skill. So ಈ ತರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿನ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ you can use the opening statement. So right after that you have a list of key skills. So key skills in the sense ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಯೋರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಯು ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಕೀ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್. ಕೀ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಆಡಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ and you are interpersonal and you are good at communication, you are good at problem solving. So ಈ ತರ key statements ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ key skills ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. And do not lie please. And next one is list of technical or software skills. So when it comes to a job, obviously nowadays in this situation everybody will ask you to have the technical skills that is relating to computers or any of the software skills. If you are applying for any of the engineering background jobs, obviously you should have a knowledge relating to a wide range of softwares. Only then you will fit into the job. So ಈ ತರ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ನ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. The next one is personal attributes or career overview. Personal attributes or career overviews ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ or else ನಿಮ್ಮ personal details relating to it might be relating to your name and your what areas, your birth date, and all those things can be written over here. In career overview ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ನೀವೇನು ಜಾಬ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ and ನೀವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೂಟಬಲ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಕೂಡ you can go for mentioning it. Next to this, educational qualifications. Educational qualifications ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So the order will be like you have to start from the highest qualifications to the lowest one. So if you want, you can write down the column relating to that as it, which is the state code you have, selected the educations and what is the percentage you have secured and which is the year of passing. So you can specify all those details in the educational qualifications. The next is employment history or volunteering work placements. Employment history in the sense previous work experience ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು mention ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. If you have changed 2 to 3 jobs, you can provide the details of all the 3 jobs and all the experience you have taken out of it. Volunteering in the sense, voluntarily if you are working on some of freelancing project, you can specify that as well. And work placement in the sense, additional work whatever you do related to your skills, you can mention that in the employment history column. And lastly, it is references or referees, which means if you are interviewed by any one of them, the person will not know much about you. Once they are okay with your qualification and with your skills, they'll have to check with your background. So it might be a verification sometimes, so that is why they'll ask for the reference. It might be your teachers or it might be your friends or families. Have a genuine opinion. So ask them to give the genuine opinion about yourself so that the interviewer, if he is willing to know about you, will contact the concerned person and have a talk about you. So these are the list of order of resumes. So any doubts in this part, let me know. Put it in the chat. Yeah, let me continue. Next is, do I need to change my resume for each application? For example, if you are applying for a various job at a time, then you have this question in your mind. So we are trying to answer it. You need to tailor your resume to every job application so that it responds to the specific requirement of the job you are applying for. So general again, ನೀವು multiple job applications ಹಾಕ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. One example is your admin, one for the post of web developer, ಇಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆ ಥರ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ at that point of time, ಸೊ ನೀವು ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮೆ ವೆಬ್ ಡೆವಲಪರ್ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವೆಬ್ ಡೆವಲಪರ್ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮೆ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So relevant job applications ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ, based on that you have to prepare the type of resume, because in requirement ಇದೆ ಆ qualifications ನಿಮಗಿದ್ರೆ or skills ನಿಮಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವ್ರು further process ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. That is why you have to specify the resumes according to the job applications. Next, you might not need to change much, but you do need to make sure your opening statement, your key skills and your personal attributes all respond to the needs of a role based on the job, if there was one, and the research you have done into the job. Which means ನೀವು full resume change ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. You can change the informations relevant. ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಯಾವ key skills requirement ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆ key skills ನ ನೀವು change ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಈಗ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಂದಾಗ in teaching you need not to give much of the informations relating to the softwares and all those things. But when it comes to your web developing, so web developing ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಮಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ತರ ಕೀ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ you have to change from a job to job. Next is, you should also tailor your resume to show how your work experience specifically meet the needs of the job you are applying for. So ಏನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇವಾಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ your work experience. So previously ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಆ ವರ್ಕ್ಗೂ ಇವಾಗ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ವರ್ಕ್ಗೂ ಸಂಬಂಧನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So because they'll treat you as a fresher itself. So that is why. So if your experience is relevant to that, then you have to modify and you have to add that statement. If not, and then you change ಮಾಡಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. How to tailor your resume. So changes ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಕೀ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಟೇಲರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ I'm going to tell you. So ways that you can tailor your resumes includes using your opening statement to link your experience and education to the organizations and the requirement of job. So naವಾಗಿಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ opening statement, which is again the objective. So objective ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ to enhance my skill along with the organizational growth. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ to upgrade myself according to market conditions. So ಈ ತರ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೀವು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. And also when it comes to your opening statement, so ನಿಮ್ಮ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಜಾಬ್ ವೇಕೆನ್ಸಿ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋ ತರ ನೀವು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ನೋ ಯೂಸ್. ಸೊ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ತರ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟರ್ನ್ ಔಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಕೀ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ನೀವು ಏನೇನ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೀತಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಆ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ದಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. And next is you're including examples of achievement that meet the advertised requirement of the job. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ವೇರ್ an administrative part of your college, or the person who used to handle all the functions and departmental works, then you can list this as your achievements. Or else if you're a gold medalist, you can just write it down just like that. So all these things will just attract the person who is reading your resume. So according to the job vacancy, you have to change all those statements or all those keys that is required accordingly. So these are the keys that I wanted to list you people while we were preparing the resume. So this is about the theoretical part. I'll show you one of the sample resume which gives you an idea as of how do you want to prepare the entire resume. So this is a sample I have drawn out. So in this sample, firstly, as I have told, they have given the contact details. Obviously, contact details mo niche hesitide ಯಾರನ್ನ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. That is why you have to give the personal contact details first, and your date of birth, your father's name, and your address. So if you skip your father's name and your date of birth here, that is also okay, not a problem. You can mention that at the personal details at the end also. And if you want to apply or if you want to add your photograph to the resume, you can go for adding that as well. If not, no problem. And next to that, they are asking us about the qualifications. So the qualifications they have mentioned clearly about the degree they have taken, about the institution where they have studied, on which board, and what is the percentage, and what is the year. So I mentioned you earlier, so whenever you write the education, you have to start from your higher qualification. So they have started it from the higher qualification and stopped at the least one. So and they have clearly mentioned which is the institution they have studied at, and which is the board or universities, and what is the percentage and year of passing. So why all these details? Because few of the organization will concentrate much on your institution where you have studied, or which is the board you have studied, or sometimes even they will concentrate on the percentage that you have scored. So that is why you have to first itself you have to provide the entire details clearly to them, so that they are not leading to the confusions. Next to that, it is additional qualifications. So additional qualifications, this is additional skills whatever you have. So here they have written as cleared ICFM, that is financial market examinations, and also cleared the capital market examinations. So if you have any additional qualifications like this, you can give that also. Next, achievements related to whatever the achievements you have done. Example, I told that if you have taken an initiative of conducting reading program, you can write that. Or if you are a gold medalist, you can write that one. So like that, they have given an example as successfully presented a project on domestic consumer durability and international demand during business presentation for Economic Times. The Economic Times is a huge press wherein they have presented a paper. Obviously, it is an achievement. They have done a research on it. That is why they have mentioned in the column achievement. Relevant to this, if you have done any of the achievements, you can list it there. Next is position of responsibilities. So as a member of e-commerce itself, have organized and promoted learning drives by renowned corporates from the industry sector. So in all responsibilities in other functions in other organized medical, you can write it down. So they have written it down. an alumni committee member of ABC Institution of Management and Research Center, same thing, voluntary for Calcutta Industrial Tech. So all these are the responsibilities what they have taken in different events. So you can write that as well. Next is extracurricular activities. So when it comes to extracurricular activities, along with your qualification or the regular studies, if you have studied any additional things, you can write it down in the extracurricular activities. If not, if you have the software skills, you can change this extracurricular activities into the software skills also. And next is summary of internship. So summer internship. So they have come up with multiple internship programs. If you have gone through any internship, you can write internship if you are a fresher. If you're a person who is holding the experience, you can write down the experience that you carry over the years. You can take up a column, you can write up your experience according to the year basis and what is the job role you were used to do there. So all those details you can just go for giving that in the test. So this is a simple sample that I have given. So according to your requirement, you can change the sample as well. So I have taken an example just to give you a picture relating to the preparations of a resume. And I have also highlighted the points that you have to focus on while preparing the resumes. So that's about the resume building. If you have any questions, you can put up in the chat box and answer them.